I was a bit surprised. Initially surprised about the Wink firing. I thought that with the hand he was dealt and with his history of the successes he's had here in Baltimore, that he certainly earned at least another year to see with a healthy defense what he could do. But then surprised again because I thought Anthony Weaver was a bit of a shoo-in. I thought he was brought in to be the replacement eventually. And then to see a guy, Mike Macdonald, I'm 34. Sarah, he's only like 4 months older than me. He's 4 months older than me, and yet he's the DC coaching guys who will be older than him. So what's your take on the Mike Macdonald hire?
Well, just to back up a little bit, I was slightly surprised by letting him go also. Shout out to Jeff Drebeck, who always does fantastic reporting. It sounded like there was a contract extension given. But he used the term that was on the Ravens' terms. Not exactly sure what that means, but it was something that, Wink wasn't totally into. But if he had accepted it, he'd be the DC today. I highly doubt that they gave him something that's insulting. That's not the Ravens' way. But it wasn't something that suited him. And so I don't think the Ravens had planned on having a new C or DC as soon as the season ended. But it kind of sounds like it just ran its course. And, lots of times teams will put out and just say we parted ways. This might be one that actually might be a little bit closer to that it just felt like both sides felt like it was time to move on. In terms of the hire, I do think that Weaver was certainly a top candidate. John Harbaugh had a press conference today singing his praises, saying that if the Broncos were smart, they would have hired him. They didn't. I believe there was news that they hired somebody else. But I wasn't surprised by Mike Macdonald. Again, Weaver has the experience. Mike Macdonald might be this guy. Who knows? Listen, he has 1 year as a defensive coordinator. That's it. It's a small sample size, but it's a phenomenal sample size, right? He turned that Michigan defense around. So that's all that we know. John Harbaugh and the staff know a lot more than us because he started as an intern, worked his way up. The way people talk about him is he's this young defensive genius, right? Or did I see a tweet? There's a tweet that was like, when I get up off the couch, I go get potato chips. When he gets up off the couch, he goes, at 34 and gets, DC jobs here and there. I mean, he could be the next up and coming. We all hope, right, that he's the next defensive star, genius, whatever. That's obviously what John Harbaugh thinks or projects that he's going to be. We have that year in Michigan looking good, but now it's time. And I'm excited to see what he brings.
Man, it's really going to be interesting to see. I like yourself, was a bit surprised. I was hoping for, and I thought it was one of those rare moments where my heart and my mind aligned in that I thought it was going to be Anthony Weaver, and I really wanted it to be Anthony Weaver. Not that I'm disappointed by this move. I like Mike Macdonald, of course, being homegrown here in Baltimore as well. Doesn't hurt, but I really like Anthony Weaver and hope that he either gets the job there or, finds another opportunity to be a DC.
Don't get nervous because I'm here now.